Hello and welcome back to Marketing That Converts. And today I'm going to attempt again to try and explain to business owners how the back end of Meta and Instagram works. Seriously, people, if you are running a business, even if it's only at startup, you must understand how Meta and how Facebook and Instagram talk to each other, what controls what. And the big piece that controls everything is Meta Business Manager, which to make life even more complicated, they've just decided to rename to Meta Business Portfolio. So let's go and back to the basics and have a look at how it all sort of clicks together, how it all sits together. And honestly, I have no tolerance for people that tell me I only ever do things off my phone. Yeah, well, hello. Start being serious about running your business. You cannot run a business off a phone. You must at least have a laptop, and even if you're not happy or confident being in the back end of the Meta business settings, then it's time to start. If you don't want to do it, then pay someone else to do it, because it is absolutely critical. Every day I'm hearing people who say, I got hacked. I have contractors doing ABCD. I can't get into my Instagram accounts. I can't cross post. I can't share. The list is endless. You know the whole problem? They haven't gone and done the settings in Meta Business Manager / Portfolio. So let's go back and talk about how it all fits together. When Meta first started, we had, why won't it share screen? When it first all started, we had pages. We had a profile, a personal profile. So this is a personal profile. It's facebook.com, as you can see here. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. You had facebook.com. That's a personal profile. It's the bit where you have your accounts. It's the bit where you're looking at your traditional news feed. Now it's too big, where you've got this sort of stuff on the left, and it's changed quite a lot over the years. It's gone from being very simple to having a lot more things in it. And if you're not going to take the time to go and at least have a look at some of these things, have I learned what I've learned about Meta, about Facebook, about TikTok, about Instagram, about LinkedIn, about everything, is by going and clicking on some of these things and working out what the hell they are. If it gives me an edit button, then I go in and at least have a look at it. Spend some time to bother to find out what you've got on here. And this cannot be done on a telephone or phone or mobile, or can be done to some degree on a tablet, but not on the mobile app. We're on Facebook here, proper Facebook on a desktop. I am on a 27-inch screen, but it doesn't matter. You can do this on a laptop, but don't go to the app. The app is not. It is controlled by Facebook, but it is a cut down version of what you can and can't do. So if you try and go into an app and you try and manipulate a lot of these settings, Facebook is a desktop or desktop laptop. I'm going to use the two terms interchangeably. That's what runs the whole platform. And if you're going to go into business and you don't at least have a laptop you know how to turn on, then you're not in business. You play acting. So this is the actual personal profile, and then there's a lot of other bits and pieces that can use to get to anywhere you want to go. You can get to Meta Business Suite from here. You can get to Ads Manager. You can get to all sorts of other different bits and pieces. You find on Meta, like most pieces of software now, there are multiple ways to get to where you want to go. I mean, I'll be often doing a shared screen with clients, and I'll say, click on blah, and I'll click on something else. I say, yeah, that's all right. That's another way to get there. That is what does make it confusing. There are multiple ways to get to anything. There is also the link in here to Messenger, and Messenger is evolving itself into its own standalone platform as well. Same things apply to Messenger. If you're going to use Messenger as a business, then just going and using Messenger on your phone is not going to allow you to see half the things you need to see on Messenger when you're running business pages. When do I use my phone? At night, after I've turned the computer off, at weekends after I've turned the computer off, and I just want to do quick catch-ups on things, or I want to predominantly browse the personal parts of both Messenger and Facebook. Notifications, obviously, you should know how that works. And then again, there's multiple ways of getting into here. What did confuse the heck out of us was when Facebook did major changes to the pages and actually brought them out into various other profiles. There's various profiles I've got that are some are clients and some are mine. So this is a combination of business pages, now called profiles, that I access and that are completely standalone to the personal profiles nowadays. You don't need a different email address. Please do not set up your business pages with a different email address. Do not set them up hanging off a different personal profile. Everything hangs off one personal profile, but again, when we get there, Meta Business Manager /profile is the place where you dictate who within your own profiles sees what and what controls what. And if you go now into the pages, you're now finding that it's evolving into quite a separate little setup now. So it initially goes into KR Cavoodles, which is the dogs I breed. It goes into an initial seeing KR Cavoodles via my private, but to actually get to do anything, I want to switch into the profile up here and out of my personal profile. And that's going to allow me, that's virtually taking me into the facebook.com. It's not taking me into Business Suite, but it's still taking me into facebook.com and allowing me a quick way to do things like postings. But if I want to be serious about looking at the inbox and doing anything behind the scenes, I've got to go into Meta Business Suite. And this has a second level of notification sitting on it. Again, whatever you got to do, you've got to start clicking around things and having a look. I was going to say get off your ass and have a look, and I'm sorry, that's the way I feel right now. Or don't do any of this and don't go anywhere near any of this and pay someone to do it. Now, okay, so then laying below, the first level below this is Meta Business Suite. And within Meta's Business Suite, you'll be able to see all of the pages that hang on, all of the pages that you're involved with, again, controlled by Meta Business Manager /portfolio. Now, mine is reasonably complicated because I have multiple business managers set up. This is one, this is another, this is another, and then this is another, and then there are also personal stuff as well. Why do I do that? I do that because I need to, not so much, I need to quarantine certain things. Like I was doing some work for a client and her work was problematic and might have pulled down, her ads were problematic and might have pulled down my entire ad setup for other clients. So I created another business manager and put stuff into there, but then allowed it to see all the various other pages. Now, you don't have to be as complicated as this, but I do say have two business managers and allow these assets to look into at least two of them for backups. So Business Suite And now see it's defaulted to business.facebook.com. I'll just make that bigger so you can see it. It's defaulted to business. And there's a reason why it's got business in front of it, ladies. It's because this is where business people should be. I'll make that bigger. So business.facebook.com. This is where business people do business on Meta. You've got notification sections. You've got a planner. I must admit I never used the planner. You've got the places where you can, so just go back to planner a second. You can either create the posts, you can create an ad, you can create a story, you can create a reel, you can do various things, post videos across pages. Oh, never noticed that there before. That could be handy because I'm often posting videos across my KR Cavoodles or my Pet Care Magic page. Doesn't, oh yeah. Post to, oh, well, there we go. Learn something every day. I'm on this page, but I can cross post by pushing. So if you've got multiple pages that you want to put the same video on because you've got the same audience, and this is a good way to do it. I've never seen this before, so I don't know whether it's new or I just never seen it. Yes, I want to discard changes. You can also create a post and go to your groups. So long as they're connected in the back end, it's connected here. See more groups. I don't honestly know how I got these connected, but I'd have to try and work it out. So you can post simultaneously into your Facebook page, your Instagram account that's connected, and any groups you want to have connected. And you can obviously post photos, videos. This is a post. So we're going to, Mr. It's okay, mate. So we're going to, you know, we could do a story. Facebook story, Instagram story. It will post the story across to both or to one if I want it to. Yes, there are slightly different things that you can and can't do on some of the apps that are on the phones. If you're running things like CapCut or you want to do a particular personalized video, then just do the video, download the video and stick the video up this way. We have been coming out of Planner out of all this, but you do the same thing by coming out of, as you see, it's the same thing coming out of content here, but then the content also allows you to see what results you're getting. Comments over what sort of days. Facebook's playlists. Every time I go onto here, I see a new feature. I don't know that I've seen this before. A real playlist, a video playlist, see all playlist. Honestly, never seen this before. Series. Okay, now you won't see, as these new features roll out, you won't see them immediately on the apps, particularly on the phone apps. The phone apps are not designed to really give you the depth of ability to do things that coming off a desktop or laptop will do. It's just not designed to that. Videos you can cross post. Honestly, I'd have to play around with this to work out what it's doing. Insights, now the inbox. This is on the pages. This is Messenger. This is the Messenger. This is the Messenger inbox. So here, if I'm on this page and I'm going to look at this Messenger, it takes me exactly the way to the same thing. This is not, lost it now, where am I? This is not your personal Messenger inbox. That's different. And again, the same thing on here. You can do so many different things. If you don't want to go and click into things and find out what's new, they tell you all the time. You can do all sorts of automations and things. So it's just looking at the same thing in different ways. I won't get into all these other things. There's many other things here that you can also do. You can create ads. Honestly, if you're creating ads for a business, do not create them in anything other than Ads Manager. If you're not competent with using Ads Manager, then two things. Either one, learn how to do it. It's quite simple. Or two, pay someone to do it. Doing boost posts and doing silly little ads sitting in here are just not worth, they're just not worth your money. I do play around in here occasionally, only because I need to know how it all works. But you will not get the results in doing ads this way, which is just a slightly higher level than boosting posts. So if you go back into content, you've got so you could boost that. They're really, honestly, unless you say a pizza shop, a pizza takeaway, or a little local takeaway, or a very, very localized business where your clientele is literally in a very defined geographical area, that is about the only time I will use boost posts. The only other time I would use boost posts if I occasionally want to do some really cheap testing and I am too lazy to go into Ads Manager. If I want to do some traffic testing of some copy concepts or some headline concepts, and I just quickly want to set something up for a few days. That is, in my opinion, the only two reasons for boost posts. And this ads here, that is essentially all you're doing. You're just still boosting posts. And as I said, there's so many different ways to get into various bits on Business Suite, which is where we still are. You can create things up here. Notice there's no reels there. You've got to go back to the other section to create reels. You can go into the proper Ads Manager. You can go into audiences, which are part of the big full-on Ads Manager. So is Events Manager. And then you can do e-commerce and that sort of stuff. I'm not even going to go near that today. This is in billings and payments. This is in proper Ads Manager, the proper full setup. Kelly, come here, please. Page settings is one I do go into a fair bit. That will give you the page settings for this account, right? So if you're having problems with anything going on within this account, this is where you need to go. But see, notice it took me back to Facebook. Settings has taken me to, right, so that's one way to get into Business Manager or Portfolio, is using here. Sometimes this works. It tends to work only if you've already got Business Manager / Portfolio up and running. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Store locations, view page. Well, obviously, that's pretty obvious. And then there's the ad reporting stuff. The other way to get into what is the third level of Meta, and we're going deeper again, we're now going into Business Portfolio, and you can actually get into it via hitting on settings there. Again, I've found sometimes it doesn't necessarily work if you haven't set up a Business Manager / Portfolio in the past. So this is the bottommost layer, the layer that controls how it all fits together. Everything else is sort of controlling, so it's controlling on an individual level. This is controlling personal profile, Business Suite and all the different pages within Business Suite. It's controlling the Instagram account. It's controlling things like your Pixel. It's also controlling WhatsApp, and it's controlling what can talk to what. 90% of the time when I have someone say, but I can't cross post from my Instagram. When I post to Instagram, it won't feed across to Facebook. or when I go to, when we were back here on Business Suite, when we were back here on content, and I wanted to post to 2 places simultaneously, one being the Facebook and one being the Instagram, it's because this hasn't been linked up in Business Manager / portfolio. I'm going to have a problem with that word for quite a while now. If this is grayed out, then your problem is you're not using Business Manager correctly. And I get myself lost quite often doing this. Now, I have 3, now 4 different business managers set up. And I don't know why I have a 4th, because apparently I thought you could only ever do 3, but apparently I now have a 4th. I say have at least 2 business manager / portfolio accounts, the second one being the backup to the first. So if one of your business manager accounts or sub assets sitting in a business manager account get hacked, you've generally got another way to access them. And also have 2, you generally want at least 2 people to be able to access at full admin level. Now, whether that's you and your business partner, or you and your husband, or you and your daughter, or you and your son, or you and your best mate, your best friend forever, it doesn't really matter. But have at least 2. If you have 3 or 4, that's also pretty good. But, there's always a but. And they changed the words around. Oops, where are we? Why did that go there? Okay, it went somewhere slightly different. So I wasn't in. Here's where we get really complicated. I thought I was in the full bottom level of business manager / portfolio. Turns out when I clicked on that, it took me yet again to a settings latest. I don't know what the difference is between these. It looks like the same thing, but this was obviously a cut down section, because when I clicked on business settings, it took me to the full area. So let's get rid of this one for a moment. This is the full area where I want to be. Now you're going to see the same stuff. If you get here and your eyes start glazing over and you start getting confused, then stop, take a breath, and either come back and look at it when you've got more time on your hands, you're more willing to try and understand this, or pay someone to give you the guided tour on video. Then you can go back, or never go anywhere near it, but pay someone, right? And I'm not saying pay someone because I want the work, because quite frankly, I don't want the work. Nothing drives me more insane than trying to help people sort out their business manager. But business info at this level on all of your business portfolios, 1, 2, 3, 4, this must be filled out. What is the legal business name? What is the address? What is the phone number? What is the main website attached? And we can't verify most things here in Australia unless you're doing things in politics or some certain other key areas. That tells me I can only create 3 ad accounts in this business manager. Again, a lot of the time, if we've got ad accounts shut down, I had this for a lady the other day, the ad account had been shut down, so we just stayed in that same business manager and created a new ad account. The reason it had been shut, I can't remember what the reason had been shut down. Oh, it was billing. It was billing. She had been hacked at the past. She'd been hacked at the ad manager level. There was a bill of some $900 there. And she said, look, I'm probably going to be happy to pay that. But I said, you actually want a brand new ad account because you don't know what the hackers still have access to. Even though when we looked at it, it looked good. I said, no, new ad account. Now, this is the important reason for why I came across here, other than making sure all of this is filled in. So, people say, but I don't want to use my personal email on Facebook. Well, here's the place where you put in a different email. This is a business email. Read what these sections are and have a little think about it. But the really important one over here is 2-factor authentication. Must be on for everyone. That means you. That means, and this is at the business level, that means you, That means anybody who's going to get access to anything in your account, whether that's up above, from you up above, or from you down below. If you're working with a contractor and they don't have 2FA set for all of their stuff, and they don't say to you, you must have 2FA on, then the answer is walk away from them, because that is a major way in which people get hacked. Pages and notifications allow people in your business to see business notifications from your page and in Business Manager. If they're turned off, they can only see business notifications in Business Manager. This basically says the same thing again. I don't know why it looks like the same, but anyway, it is what it is. And here's the other one: control how you've sent your login code. I don't know how many people have said, this used to go to my phone, I've now changed my phone. I changed my phone recently myself as well, and yeah, it had fun, and I've got to put in a password here. But this is the section that actually allows you to override that if you're going to get caught. See, manage, there's recovery codes. I can get, and I say to everybody, when you get to this spot, grab the codes and store them somewhere else. I store them in my password manager. Get new codes. I don't know which of these have been used. Grab these, because if push comes to shove, these are going to get you out of trouble. Add a backup message. I really should have a backup message set up for this. Can log in even if security method isn't available. This is a really, really important part. And if you don't go into Ads Manager, if you don't go into Business Manager because you don't like it, at least go in and do this bit. Yeah, I don't actually have that phone sitting here with me. There are multiple ways to get back into your account. Okay, and it didn't go to where I wanted it to go. They're just the they were just the Business Manager portfolios, which right back where I was. They that you saw just there were just a different way of looking at these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 business managers, and then this is my personal account. Do not run ads in your personal account. Do not run do not link up a business Instagram to your personal account. You can have an Instagram business account and you can have an Instagram personal account. You can have both quite easily. Just don't start doing things in your personal account. Another good way of getting hacked and another good way of getting everything shut down is to be doing things in your personal account. In fact, I wish this wasn't actually sitting across here. Want to create a business portfolio, you want to create another one, give it its name, you can give this a different email to the other ones you use, right? That's not a bad anti-hacking method. I'm not going to do it. I'm just wondering, no, I'm not going to do it. So back within your Business Manager, let's go to this one, this Business Manager. You've got the people. This should basically only be you. But notice I've got some different people, the same people, but out under different email addresses. Again, another fail-safe. If they're hacked into one email address and removed it, really, if they're going to hack and they're going to get right deep into this level, then you're in big trouble. You're in more trouble than the hack. It's unusual for them to hack and get into this level. So this is where Business Manager is really good. If you are a contractor, an independent contractor, or an agency, then you send a partner request to the client's Business Manager. You connect that Business Manager to Business Manager level. The independent contractor or the agency connects their Business Manager or portfolio to the business's Business Manager or portfolio. These days of connecting via Meta Business Suite, if you go back to Business Suite, not even sure if you can do it anymore. It's been so long since I did it, I probably wouldn't even know how to do it anymore. I think it's on, no, page settings from memory. Do not do it this way is what I'm trying to get out. General page settings. Looks like they might have taken it off, I'm hoping. Manage. These are connected accounts. Trying to get back into the and again, it depends on whether you've got a professional. Again, same thing. If your page is a business, it should be on at least a professional level. Privacy manager page. Contact your activity. Looks like they might have. Looks like they might have finally removed it. Because I can't find it now, and I'm not going to waste time trying to look for it. Aha, there it is. Page management history. No. Page access. But now this is coming out of Meta Business Suite. I do not want to add any actions. Anyone else on the show? I do not want to add people in here, even if I only want them to do certain things on the page. I do not want them to come into here. Sorry, I lie. I should mention it. Sorry, I lie. If I do only just want them to do very, very cut down things, I do it in here. Because I'm pretty sure you can't. If they're given page access up in this level. Now I don't know where I was. If I want to give them very specific roles, I do that in this section, which we came to out of All Tools in Meta Business Suite. We went to, as you can see, even I get lost in all of this. We went to, no, we didn't. We came out of here. We were in the profile and we went to page access. We came out of here. So we've jumped back into Facebook again. And we went to settings. So this is it, but you've got to be in the page profile up here as distinct from your personal profile, where it's taken you into the page, so that at the individual page level, you've got control over who does what at that very individual level. Yes, it's a mess. I absolutely agree with you. It's a mess. So business portfolio access, this is the stuff coming from Business Manager. I would never add people in up here. And then if you want to know what anybody's done, this is the place to go. Okay, so back to this. Add the partners, but once you add a partner, so let's say ABC Business, run by Mary Smith, wants me to manage their Instagram or their Facebook or both or their WhatsApp or all three and or their ad accounts and all their pixels and all their ads. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into partners. I'm going to find out from them. I'm going to get them to tell me what the business manager ID is. And I'm also going to get them to tell me what email they are using here, so that I can send them a, so that it's going to send them an email notification as well as a notification on Facebook once that request has come in. So I get both that. I go to add. I'm going to either give a partner access to your assets. Obviously, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm going to ask a partner to share their assets. I'm going to put their name. I'm going to put that email that they just gave me. I'm going to put that number that they just gave me. I'm going to choose, honestly, I don't know that it really matters what you choose here, but I tend to choose media agency. They are generally a brand or business. If I was doing white label stuff for another agency, then this would be media agency. Contact name. I'm not going to do this. I just need to fill this in to get to the next level. What was that number? Right, request, and then, oh, should not include a bank statement. What's it picked up? Doesn't, that's no good. That's picked up all sorts of other stuff. Copy, paste. Now these are really thingy. If there's any sort of extraneous thing on here, it's not going to like it. Right, now here is where it's going to allow me to say which, there's only one page on this one I'm going into. If there was more than one page, it would show the pages down there. So I'd say, well, I wanted access to, you know, page A, B, C, and D, catalogs, ad accounts, pixels. Instagram accounts is the one that's really getting people really stuffed up at the moment. This has, yeah, this has the Instagram account connected. So there's only one. So again, you know, which bits of them do you want? As I say, I lied a minute ago when I said you can only do the content and the messages and community activity via Business Suite. I just found out it's a lie. You can't. I very rarely do anything other than full control here. Pixels, manage pixel, catalogs, manage catalog, ad accounts, manage ad account. And again, if there's more than one ad account, it's going to say which one of these do you want it to do. Manage all pages, right? Confirm and review. So they're going to get that confirmation. No, I don't actually want to send that, but they're going to get that confirmation. And then you're at the business level. That's going to put another person in the people person here. You then need to go and assign those people to have access to the page. Because it's not just good enough. You can't just do the partner request. You need to then say, okay, so that you do the partner request, that clicks in, and then it's going to show you who's on that partner's business manager account that you're allowed to see. which one of those people, you know, it might come up with a partners request and it might have 20 different people. Now, if that's a big agency and they've got 20 different people and you don't want all their 20 of their people to see everything you've got, then don't add those people in. So you add into pages, you add into ad accounts. Has doesn't have one yet. You add in people into Instagram. This will show you the full partners. And then you need to assign the assets for Instagram. It hasn't got an ad account. Probably not picking the best one. Let me go back to one that's going to show you more. Right. So there is this one. So this is the Instagram account. The Instagram account is connected, but the ad account isn't, unless you actually assign the asset within here. And because they're all connected into each other, I can assign them across multiple business managers. But unless all of these levels are done, and the same with commerce accounts, that's why I get a lot of people say they've got problems with it. These are the settings you need to work through. The same as if you're doing catalog feeds, these need to be set up. What Shopify by Facebook can access, it can access a page, it can access a catalog, it can access a pixel, it can do other things. Don't know why there's two there, but anyway. It's no good just doing them at the individual top level within Facebook. This is the powerhouse that controls absolutely everything. And requests will also come up here. And you absolutely have to to verify, backup. You have backup. We've got trusted email settings. Yep, domains. You got to learn. You got to learn to know what all this is about. And if you know, here is a very easy little manage. You know, here's what you need to do. They've actually given it to you. Claim ad account. Claim a page of a business. You need to own it. There. So this is one I came across the other day. A business is saying they don't have actual access to the page. Just trying to see if I can find the page. Don't know that it's actually. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Just going to find this other one and show you how that works. So if for whatever reason you've lost, say someone else has set the page up for you. Don't know why it's not coming up. There it is. Well, with Jess, that's why. So if you're wanting to claim a page, yes, that one. So only people with full control can claim it into this business profile. That makes sense. But you know, I don't. Obviously, I'm not on that page anymore. So if that's the way you want to claim a page and bring it into the business manager so that you can then do more of the settings, that's how you would do it. Or you can request. Request access to businesses on behalf of work for an agency. You want to run ads. This is not the way I would do it if I was working for an agency and I wanted to run ads on their page. But it's a way to get you out of trouble. The other thing, this is quite important actually. This is the way that you can add a person who is the backup to you to control the business manager. I noticed they've changed the wording on some things, but not on every other thing. So not only can you have a person coming in with a request to be an admin of the individual pages and ad accounts and all that other stuff, but you can have them come in at the ads manager / portfolio level as either a full admin or as an employee. That's so that they will then give them access to that ads to that business manager at this level, much higher up. Used mostly by agencies, you know, big agencies where they've got account managers, and the account managers under them have, you know, people who manage the Instagram and people who manage the Facebook and people who manage the ads and people who do the, you know, the pixel and the e-commerce. They've got various levels that will allow them to go in and actually then assign it at various levels. It's all very, very compartmentalized. You really absolutely have to know your way around this. And I've often said, you know, how did I learn any of these things? Well, I said, just click and have a look, read and think. You know, there's so many. There's one thing, there's something that Facebook's really good at, and that's click on a hyperlink and it's going to tell you what it is all about. Then if all else fails, you've got help here. And while I'm just here, I don't know how many people say, I can't access chat. You know, these are the steps you go through. You just keep clicking through here until you come to a place that's going to allow you to get support. And they're going to want you to say what it is you're having problems with first. They're going to want you to make sure that you've read through all of this before you actually get to a live support bit. And if you and this, you know, put the information they want down here, give them an email address, attach a file, record the screen, give them their phone number, and this is on the way to actually having me access chat. This is what, Sunday 1 p.m. I will be able to access chat from this. I don't want to go in there because I don't want to piss them off. You know, they're sending through all these links. There's my email address. You will get an email back from them, not initially straight away. There's a phone number if you want to put a valid phone number in here. But you know, it's there. Business, and that's coming through here. You know, they're not going to go into normal Facebook. If you use normal Facebook and go to help here, help center, 99% of the time, you are not going to get any help because this is just everybody. If you have business manager / portfolio set up, that's the way to go in and get help. As I said, if you're a business, start acting like a business. Because I've got it all set up, it's probably going to let me go there. Card payment, understanding. There's something, I was actually talking to someone else the other day too, and about they were having a billing issue. And the answer is, if you're having a billing issue, where are we? Do we have it open? I've got too many windows open, which is normal for me. Billing and payments, this one. Payment settings, help. Often, this help center often if you go into the help that's now so, you know, look, I'm in here most days, 7 days a week. Even I can't necessarily find the stuff, but you need to keep clicking until you find it with Facebook. That's just the way it is. And try and go as specifically to the place of the problem as is your problem. Troubleshoot bill, there, that's what I'm looking for. Troubleshoot billings and payments. You will eventually find it, but I tell you, they do move it around. You know, share, how do I stop? I'm getting an error. Learn more about new business. Still need help. There's at the bottom of you for anyone fill out this form. Recent account issues. Now, so this is back to the same old place. But if you go to so this is taking me back into the various business manager / portfolio accounts that I own. Come in via that way 99.9% of the time, and you will get to where you need to go. Okay, have I made my point? Let's go to, this is a brand new business manager. There is no payment method attached. There's no ad account, so that's half the problem. Come into as specifically as you can to the page on Facebook there where you have the problem, and that's going to help you get there. Not always, but if you've got meta problems, then set yourself off the entire day, quite frankly. If it doesn't take the entire day, then great, you're winning. Often it does. Okay, sorry, that is a little bit all over the place. I do run a really quick system where I can come in and do this sort of stuff. Usually it has to be on a shared screen. Do not ask me to log in as you, because I will categorically refuse. And anyone who will log in as you are not people you should be working with. But I do offer a really quick little, here's your problem. I think I've gone to the wrong one. Quick technical fix and advice. And I'll put this in the link to the video. This is the sort of place, you know, you can have 15 minutes which is $25 Australian, obviously. 30 minutes. Generally, 30 minutes has to do most of the meta stuff, which is $50. If you need help, if you're struggling to get all this worked out, you don't need to be a client of mine. Come in. As I say, it will be on a shared screen. And again, another one of my bugbears, when you get a Zoom link, please don't action that on your phone and wonder why we can't go anywhere. You will pay for that. That's part of your 15 or 30 minutes or whatever it is you purchased. Be sitting at the front of at least a laptop, at least logged into Meta, and we can go from there. Sorry, I am a bit narked off about all this. I think you might have been able to get that out. It's please don't, so no, I was just going to say, don't talk to Meta support. I was going to say, if you want to talk to Meta support, be my guest, but go in by the way I've suggested, not just general God only knows help, which is a very low level of support. And like that's their low level of support is basically, I don't know how to turn my computer on, or I don't know how to log into Facebook. Like, yeah, all right. You will not get your business answers that way. But if you want to get your business answers, go in via Meta Business Manager /portfolio and at least have a chat to them that way. But my experience is if you don't know the correct answers to ask, you're going to be wasting your time. And what is that time wasting worth to you? Otherwise, generally in 30 minutes, I generally fix most of the problems that are happening here on the back end of Meta. Or I at least help you identify where you've got to go next. Sometimes clients then go away and do their bits and pieces. I'm onboarding a new client at the moment, and we have issues with the Instagram account. She's got multiple Instagram accounts. She doesn't know which one's connected to which. She's got multiple business manager accounts set up in there. She doesn't know which one's which. So after 30 minutes of trying to sort it out in her onboarding, I said, right, you go away and you do this, 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 and this. Then we'll meet again together and we'll sort it out, once you've sorted out what you've got on the back end. Okay, that's my rave and rant for today. I'm sorry, I am really fed up with this. And I'm fed up with people being on Facebook groups and saying, giving me half the story. There was one last night where she said, people can't see my reels on Facebook. Well, it wasn't turned out that they couldn't see her reels. It was turned out was when she was posting reels, they weren't showing from an Instagram phone, of course. When they were showing up, they weren't showing up on Facebook at all. That's a hugely different problem to people aren't seeing my reels. Huge different problem and a different pathway you need to go down. And that's probably what's prompted this rant today. Okay, enough. I'm getting out of here. Thank you. Have a good one.